Hello everybody and welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It is the 23rd of November and myself, Dan and John are here to talk about all the week's news and results in the world of kickball. We're going to start off with the European Championship qualifiers. Obviously Ireland beating Bosnia and Herzegovina 3-0 at home.
On aggregate.
Was it on aggregate? Oh, it was 2-0. Sorry. Walters with 2 goals.
2-1. There was 3-1 on aggregate.
3-1 aggregate. Whatever. They won, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tremendous stuff. Tremendous scenes. People partying in Gort and Tipperary and all over the country. It was a countrywide. It was a happening, wasn't it?
Countrywide, except for here where we were watching the game with Dan on the floor punching it in celebration and me and Neil looking at it going, guess that'll make the Euros in the summer better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really wish I cared about international football.
You know what we need now is one of those inflatable bananas.
I do like them. Or the hammers.
They were great. Or the hammers. Just bring back the bananas and the hammers. I think bring the glory years back.
You can't bring, that was all American stuff. You can't bring...
No, that was like 88, 90.
I had a banana.
Did you?
Yeah.
There's someone there. I always, anytime I went to an Ireland game and I was like young, I was like, I used to try to get the banana.
Someone hand that man a banana.
Somebody give that man a fucking banana.
You can get him in a shop, like.
You know, Dan is very partial to a banana after he has a few scoops.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, no, it was a great result. Walters with 2 goals, and
he's a wonderful man.
He is a wonderful man. You said that he's the most underrated Irish player ever, and then went on to name a zillion other Irish players, and then make the mistake of saying, "No, well, I don't underrate him." You were awful pissed.
Yeah.
What?
Same as
that wasn't even work.
He was very excited, actually. Yeah, do you remember he was trying to organise a night out?
Yeah.
And we were just sitting here going, he could have probably got me out on Saturday. We'll get to that game.
Now, thankfully, when we get to the double screen experience, which we put up for El Clasico and Liverpool Man City, at least he didn't get that on a wait. Wait, he did. More on that later. We'll talk about Pictionary too.
You still know what an anorak is.
I don't think a lot of people know what an anorak is.
John, no, that's not how it goes.
I stand by it.
So we were playing Pictionary.
You're married to someone who's in fashion, who's your sister. I stand by it.
Who's in fashion? I knew what an anorak was when I was 3, and I've never been into fashion.
I don't know what an anorak. I still don't know to this day. It's a hood or something.
It's a coat.
It's news to me.
That's like saying, well, what are loafers?
Yeah,
they're shoes.
I'm sure there's lots of people who don't know what loafers are.
I'd say
like
more than
loafers.
I know
more
it
than
from The
anorak.
Simpsons.
Anorak is probably more obscure than, or loafers be more obscure than anorak.
You wear loafers without socks now. That's the.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
Most people would. So
far, how long have we been doing it? Because we had the intro music for about 45 minutes, and now we've been talking about obscure clothes names.
Well, only obscure to you, mate.
Fair, that's a true point, actually.
Yeah, John was great at Pictionary. Did you enjoy your first time playing Pictionary?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
we did win the wrestling quiz, to be fair.
Yeah, we did a wrestling quiz as well. Saturday was a hell of a time.
We forgot about that.
Yeah, well, you would, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But
I did have about 13 cans.
Yeah, and you kept putting the dice in his pocket. But,
we were searching for that, and it was in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah, we had a good time. We were all very jovial. Dan was very excited about the El Clasico result. Myself and John will talk about how excited we are about life in general after Saturday. But going back to the European qualifiers briefly before we talk about club football, who else qualified out of the 4 games? Sweden,
Hungary, and what was the other one? Norway? No.
Like, lads, come on, you didn't grace me with a script today, and I've got everything else in front of me. I thought you'd know this.
It was Ukraine. No, Ukraine.
Yeah,
Ukraine. True.
All right, excellent. So we'll move on to
basically the Euros will be England, Sweden, Ukraine, and who else? Who do England always play in the tournament?
They always play Sweden.
Yeah, it'll be great. Good old Zalt.
They play Italy quite a bit.
Yeah, it'll be those.
Excellent.
Well, we're ranked 4th as well, which doesn't bother anyone. Yeah.
No. Okay, so moving ahead to the Premier League results over the last weekend. On the Saturday kickoff, we had Manchester United playing away to Watford, and Memphis Depay was deployed as a centre forward in the absence of Wayne Rooney. Where was Wayne Rooney?
Sick.
And Martial got croaked in the France-England friendly, which was called off and then put back on.
Not according to his wife.
What did she say again?
Later.
Oh, yeah.
He came out of the England match on crutches, and everyone was like, oh, he'll be injured for the next game, and his wife tweeted, oh, sorry, that was almost a great goal. The match is on in the background. The dreadful 0-0, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's Palace and Norwich, is it?
Yeah, his wife tweeted, don't worry, he's fine. Like, he'll be playing. And then
put a picture of
she put up a picture of the Emirates.
Yeah,
you know, because obviously that's the one game she went to, and she took a picture going, this is nice, I can't wait to come here again.
The one that they lost 3-0.
Yeah, what a game.
Incredible. Then Watford were awarded a penalty on 87 minutes that Deeney scored.
Sorry, it was a great goal by Depay.
Yes.
Then Herrera went off injured, and United were not great.
They went back to 3 at the back.
Yeah.
And then the hero became villain very quickly on 90 minutes with an own goal. It was actually deflected from a Schweinsteiger shot.
If he hadn't slid in, Gomez was going to hold that and ended 1-1.
There was a moment when after Schweinsteiger he went off celebrating because he got the touch, like he crossed it in for Dini to put it in, and he celebrated by like running the whole touch line. And I honestly think I knew how the Polish felt in 1939 when the Germans invaded. It was terrifying.
Is this because it's the first time you've seen Schweinsteiger run?
Just the face he was making. He's a terror. He shouldn't be happy, I think.
So by all rights, they were correct to use his likeness on that doll.
Yes, absolutely.
You stand by this?
Yeah, he's terrifying, man.
United are not good to watch, and
No.
they keep grinding out these results. Is this just something that is going to continue throughout the season? Like, I don't even know. I don't have the fixtures in front of me, but like, it just seems that United always seem to find a way. Is that something that's going to keep up?
They've the best defence in the league.
That's
like,
also
it is
true.
actually defensive record.
Yeah, it was the first goal they'd conceded in like 660 minutes.
Mike Smalling's been very good.
Yeah.
And De Gea, like he made a whirly save as well again. Every game he makes one.
He does do that.
It's just like that's why he's just world class.
Like Czech in the mid 2000s.
Because like does nothing for the match, and then he
De
just
Gea
saves
has more to do than Czech did.
Sure.
Yeah, like Man U still give up chances.
Speaking
Chelsea
of that
didn't give anything.
stat, you heard about this Bayern Munich stat, did you?
Oh yeah, I was going to mention it. It's a great stat.
You heard about
What is
this? Because you said, like he said, does they have more to do than Czech? Bayern Munich have been so dominant in the league,
They're 8 points on top now.
right?
Yeah,
8
they've
points up.
dropped one. They've dropped 2 points in the whole year. I think,
Yeah,
isn't it?
they have yet one drop.
Yeah.
If Neuer had led in every successful attempt on target, Bayern would still be on top of the league.
They could play without a goalkeeper.
They could play without a goal.
Well, like remember Barcelona in like 2010-11? Valdez had more touches with his feet than his hands for the whole season.
They liked a good back pass. I think this is a more impressive stat.
Well, it's still pretty.
And the fact they're doing it without Dante. Moving on. The first of many great results this weekend. The clown was downed again when Arsenal went to see West Bromwich Albion away from home. Giroud got them off the mark on 28 minutes.
His goal record this year is ridiculously good, by the way.
It's fairly good. Just Vardy makes him look bad, that's all.
And
Kane 8 and 5.
Kane, yeah, the real deal.
He is
Back
the
5 and 5 as well. You'll beat Vardy's
Actually,
record.
I want to have a conversation. Who's more of a real deal, Vardy or Kane?
Kane.
Because see, Vardy is all old, isn't he? Is Vardy like 28?
28.
It's Kane.
Is it Kane?
I suppose Kane is like still improving. Well, Vardy's at peak.
Yeah.
One of the many arguments me and Dan had on Saturday night, amongst my night of talking shite, was that
Glad you say it now.
I stand by everything I said, except for towards the end there. But that's what they did, so I stand by it. I was correct. I called Survivor Series perfectly.
All right,
More on that later, I guess.
maybe.
But I give Leicester no credit because I haven't really played anyone. Like, it's a good record by Vardy, and his speech was lovely.
I think
But,
you're a little bit harsh. Come on.
No, they've played no one. They've played
They're
Arsenal.
still top of the league, and it's November.
It's 28 points. The last team to be top of the league at this point, with this low points tally, was like Aston Villa back in 2002 or something like that. That was it. Like, no team has been good. No team has been dominant.
No, absolutely.
There was
I
a great
agree.
thing in the Independent today about the quality of the league and more so how close it is, and that when you look at the averages, as in the points right now this time of the year for fourth, the points right now for 17th, and the points right now for first, everything is lower than it usually is.
Even then, if they were to be lower, they'd still be 5th or 6th. To be fair.
Maybe, but I'm just saying that when it's a league where no one's standing out, no one's taking the
There's no
ball
one
and running.
good.
No one's good. So obviously the team that has the easiest fixture is going to be the highest up there. Now Mahrez has played out of his skin. He's probably been player of the season so far in the league. Vardy is scoring goals, although his one it was offside in the week, so I don't know if that should have been given. But I think it's common sense. If you're
They've only kept one clean sheet, which was against Newcastle.
Yeah, and
they've got the third worst defence.
Ranieri bought them pizza and beer when they got a clean sheet. That's how this is how this manager.
Yeah,
works.
Vardy says, "I hope we get more pizza." Because
So
he scored.
what you're saying is it's a good
Ranieri
thing.
feel they're playing with beer because Vardy
I'd
broke
say
the record.
Vardy would like Blue Wicked.
I don't know. He likes everything except foreign people. I'm pretty sure is how his thing. He's a lovely
So do you
person.
think it's a good thing that they have been conceding goals then for their own fitness?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. What's anyway? Back to the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Then there was okay.
Drew's good.
Then there was a Arteta own goal on 40 minutes to bring it to 2-1, and then Coquelin got croaked.
They were actually quite unlucky, Arsenal. West Brom had one shot on target.
I love that. It's like, when you play someone at FIFA and they score like a penalty and an own goal to win 2-1.
It was like
It's
me. It
didn't
was
have a
like
shot
me
on.
on Saturday playing you in pro.
Well,
I had like 2 shots.
Arsenal weren't hammered, man.
No, I beat you in the first 2 matches.
I don't know. I'm having a good time here.
I think he's still true.
I'm just having a good time. No, but seriously,
No, they were unlucky because they went 1-0 up.
Okay. Yeah.
They were doing okay. Coquelin went off. Arteta came on, gave a foul away, even though it looked like he won the ball. Ball came in. Arteta lost his man. Header 1-1. Fair enough. 5 minutes later, Arteta scores an own goal. So he was a disaster. Then he went off injured.
Yeah.
Coquelin gone off. Arteta gone off. Flamini comes on. Ozil hits the post. Cazorla misses a penalty.
Cazorla did miss
It was
penalty in
just
the last minute.
Joe Campbell probably misses the season.
Yeah, and
it was one of those games, and only Arsenal would lose like that. That's the whole thing about the whole.
Yeah.
It was like when they were 2-1 down, I was just like, they're not going to score in this.
And if Man City hadn't lost, Arsenal would be top of the league.
Like they've got 1 point from 6. Arsenal now,
Right.
and they should be top of the league, but after only getting 1 point from 6, while Man United dropped points, City stuffed. It's mad. Spurs could win the league.
Are they going to play Chambers as DM now on Wednesday? Or?
A lot of
I'd
people are saying so.
I'd probably put Flamini because it's Champions League, but Chambers I think maybe could be a long-term thing there. But I don't know. They've no players. Like they talk about roster's been thin.
They're probably going.
This is it's actually really bad.
Yeah, but United's is worse.
No.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Yes, it is.
They've no midfielders.
United have no strikers. They have no. United's whole team. Basically.
Well, to be fair,
any attacking prospect.
United started the season with 3 centre forwards. Actually, started with 2, and they bought Martial.
Yeah. So
And one was Wilson, who they tried to ship out on loan.
Yeah.
So there's theory only going to have room.
Everyone's been saying Arsenal needed DM for the better
absolutely.
part of a decade now. You can't be like, it's United's own fault because they bought a striker and he got injured. Arsenal have never had a midfield.
Well, they've got Coquelin, Arteta, Ramsey, Wilshere.
Arteta hasn't been good enough for
Chamberlain.
Arsenal ever. And
They've got 5 or 6 out who can play centre midfield.
Walcott's also injured.
Rosicky.
Walcott.
Sorry.
Welbeck.
Welbeck.
well, Rosicky is
No,
like
he's
Daniel
always
Sturridge. You can't
injured.
count him as.
He's always in.
You
But,
just
if
make
they've-
up the numbers
they've
type
been
fella. Like have a player who looks like a lesbian type thing.
Like to have 10 or 11 injuries.
Say that again.
Rosicky looks like a lesbian.
Oh, never. Okay, Grant. I thought you were saying there has to be a lesbian quote. I was like, where are we getting with this? Anyway, go on.
Johnson's on form tonight.
Clearly.
No, they're just
Intro
relative
music
injuries.
coming up.
But I think the best thing they should do is actually lose to Zagreb,
Yeah.
and because
Best
they're
thing
gonna
any team can do
they're
is
gonna
lose.
end up getting third in for the Europa League. That's because they're gonna beat Zagreb and they're gonna have a valiant effort against Olympiacos, but will lose by they won't get the goal difference right, and they'll finish third in the group. That's what's gonna happen.
We'll get to Champions League in a moment. Swansea City hosted Bournemouth. It was a 2-2 draw. IU getting back on the score sheet after many games without. John Joe Shevley getting a pen. Joshua King scored on the 10th minute and Dan Gosling on the 26th. I didn't see anything of this.
Swansea got a penalty that wasn't a penalty. Shelby scored it.
He did?
Gary Monk would probably be sacked. I'm wondering, will Brendan Rodgers take the job? He's
I
heavily
think
linked with the QPR job.
he'll see it as yeah. Would he go back? I don't know.
I think Rogers should take a bit of time now, personally.
I think that.
I think
I
I think you don't know him personally, and I think it's a ridiculous thing to say.
How dare you?
Don't call me Shirley.
How dare you? Did I say Shirley?
I don't think.
I don't think I did. All right, Leicester and Newcastle United. We talked about this. Vardy got a questionable goal in 45 minutes. Questionable being offside potentially, and it was a very good performance at St James's
Newcastle.
Park.
Just
But it is
Newcastle
Newcastle.
got relegated.
It is Newcastle.
Did you see the picture of Alan Shearer that Gary Lineker took at half
Yeah, it was
time?
a great picture. Yeah.
He's just
Was he
Shearer
crying?
laid into them.
Shearer
It's
had a
just
good weekend actually, like just on social media.
What was he up to?
Another video went up. I think he'd put money on a horse, or he owns a horse that won, and a video just went up of him just going absolutely mad. Similar to Herrera. Did you see Herrera when Schweinsteiger scored?
Yeah.
No.
Just trapped in a glass box of emotion, like banging the whole bench, just being like, yeah.
Does Herrera is he big mark for Schweinsteiger?
He must be, although he went off injured, so it can't be good for him.
No, that kind of exertion couldn't be. Everton hosted Villa, Goodison Park. There they just shellacked them. Barkley, Lukaku, respectively, with all 4 goals.
It's like a new version of X's and O's, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and a good one at that.
Villa set up like they did against City to get a 0-0, and then Everton scored, and they were like shit, and it was 3-0 at half time.
Yeah.
Villa are also fucking terrible.
Yeah, but
They're the worst team we've seen in the Premier League for a while.
I
Think so?
Sunderland or Newcastle or Bournemouth or
Villa have won 1 game this year, and that was on the opening day.
That's
Same with
actually quite
Sunderland.
incredible.
Like, that's... What?
same with Sunderland. They only beat Newcastle.
It was from the opening day to have 5 points or something since then. Like, that's bad. They're awful.
Chelsea scraped by Norwich City. The first half was pretty poor. Diego Costa finally got a goal in the 64th minute.
He had so many chances.
He did.
He was dreadful. His goal was nice though. His goal was like of a striker
took
you'd
it
expect
well.
like a Vardy or Kane to take now, just
Yeah.
confidently put away. I was like, the chances you've already missed in this game, I would never be that.
Norwich not gave him the goal, but they fell asleep.
Yeah, I think
It was a quick free kick by Cess. He lobbed it over and Costa ran on. While Norwich were completely turned. They weren't even paying attention.
Hazard looks a bit better, but it is.
Hazard hasn't scored it for 22 matches.
That is just incredible.
That's like, from when he was player of the season.
Yeah.
Like, so he obviously had that run. What was his last goal? Man United, I'm going to put out there.
Yeah, probably.
Remember in April? That must be the last goal he scored.
Yeah, perhaps. It's really quite amazing. It's astounding. Like it's almost like it's gone on so long now. I would you ever see him be able to have a run of form
he says
like he did
wants to
last
stay,
year?
but as I called a couple of weeks ago, Mourinho's not going anywhere as he's survived the internationals.
Oh, clearly not. No.
So,
And,
but
he's one.
Well,
he's
there's no
one-
one to get in.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
check
true, but
Ancelotti, he's
I-
making smiley faces at all his old teams. There's rumours like Roma, Madrid, Chelsea. Like
He just wants work.
yeah, his very excited glue to his forehead eyebrows are looking up at all the
he's a
jobs.
great manager. He's so good.
Somebody else who's a great manager is a man called Jurgen Klopp. He Jurgen Klopp, I believe his name is. Yeah, Liverpool went to the Etihad Stadium and it was 4-1. There was a Mangala own goal, followed by goals from Coutinho and Roberto Firmino. Sergio Aguero brought one back for City on the 44th minute just before the break, and then Martin Skirtle with a volley that Jamie Carragher tweeted he taught him everything he knew afterwards to seal it at 4-1. People were saying that it was the best away performance against one of the big four in the last decade. Gary Neville said that it was the best away performance he had seen in English football since Dortmund beat Man City a few seasons ago. This was quite something else, very unexpected.
I'm still convinced that it didn't happen.
Yeah,
It was
I know.
like we were sitting here and we celebrated every goal, and then we just kind of sat down going, but is it actually like 3-1?
Nah, it doesn't seem real. Still doesn't kind of seem real.
I'd like a stat, and I don't know myself, but if anyone would know that as a team ever won the league, we're losing 4-1 at home.
I don't think.
I don't think so. Because they got shellacked by Spurs, but a lot of teams
4-1
they
as well.
can lose. Like, didn't Spurs hack Chelsea last year 5-2 or something?
Yeah.
5-3. Yeah.
So
was the Spurs game against City the 4-1? That was
this season, but like it's.
but that was in White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't away from home you might have one bad game. You give it
sure.
to-
It's the first
but
time
at
City
home-
conceded 4 in like since 2002 or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like it's like they're really not as good as everyone thinks they're. But like Mangala and Timichelis, especially Mangala, what was he doing for 2 of the gols?
It was a team
I
that
just
it was a
thought-
team that looked terrifying on paper. I thought. Well, I know me and Neil were scared. Dan was not confident, but he thought we could get
So
something.
I thought you'd really do well. I didn't fancy City at all.
But
Is it just because of the Villa result or why?
Um,
Because not like
no,
City-
there was
City-
none to the Village. They had a new manager coming in. You can get a bounce for one game. It was the back four, and that you'd already done Chelsea, and I just
that doesn't count.
everyone does Chelsea.
Yeah.
well, you went with the same game plan and counter-attacking style that you were going to go with, and the same team.
Not actually by choice though. The reason
but
the
he's-
reason he went for that is because Roberto Firmino and Coutinho weren't picked for international duty,
Yeah.
so he had 10 days with them.
Yeah, but it also he went with the same team, so you had a winning formula. That's what I'm trying to
It
say.
also showed how brave he was, though, because Brendan Rodgers is never leaving Sturgeon Benteke on the bench.
and again, I've said it before, I just don't trust Man City without company in that team. And Yaya Toure
What?
is an absolute disgrace.
We went over this company stat a little while ago.
Yeah, but it's.
Like, come on, Dan. This is
Do you think they would have
Well,
defended like that with company?
With Otamendi, they wouldn't have defended like that.
yes.
Yeah,
that-
but one
I
of
would've
them,
been-
one of them,
yeah,
at least one of them in there.
Okay, Otamendi I'll take.
Yeah.
Otamendi I'll take any day. I
I think it was the
Yeah,
midfield.
the Yaya Toure was
I think
disgrace.
the defense was the midfield was.
Yeah, Yaya Toure
shockingly
came
bad,
off
like,
after the
half-time.
first half. It was incredible.
But he's
But what we can take away is
Can't play in it too.
Liverpool going forward and how great they were without a recognised centre forward. The interplay between the two Brazilians and even Chan at stages, who's been back and forth with goodness and badness this season.
Did you watch the interview I sent you?
Yeah, I did.
I think Klopp did for American TV.
It's quite
It's so
embarrassing.
funny because Dan, I'm not sure if you watched it, but there's a moment where like Lee Dixon is like, there was a moment you were yelling at Firmino, like having a big chat with him. Like, what was that about? It's like, oh, I told him before the game that he's a striker, sometimes a midfielder, not a midfielder. So he kept coming back. I was like, what are you doing here? We have no outball. I was like, there was another moment you were screaming at Chan. I was like, Chan is He's a very emotional player.
He's an emotional young man.
An emotional young man, and he has a tendency to run. And I told him, if he doesn't have the energy to get back, don't use it going forward.
That's very basic and smart.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I don't know. Do they do that often? Talking to managers, like maybe it's just because I'm.
Klopp is far more honest about what he says directly to people. He says that in public when he he's so different. The best thing about that interview is why it was nothing to do with the result. It was the sheer reason I was going to give Klopp my hero of the week is because when he was talking about the Aguero goal, he goes, "It wasn't good play. It was us sitting back, and then he took the shit shot." Did you remember this? On TV, he says this, and they bleep it because he took the shit shot.
Well, regardless,
to give the microphone back at the end.
He seems to making everything much more basic and easy for Liverpool, and having one more games away from home against the supposed big four in 6 weeks than Brendan did in 3.5, 4 years.
3.5 years.
You know, you're not going to win the league this year, but you're gonna. It's between you and Spurs, really, and Chelsea for that fourth spot, which I think that'll be the interesting thing this year, the fourth spot. I still think the two Manchesters and Arsenal will be top three.
You don't think Arsenal will drop off?
No.
Okay. Another very impressive result was Spurs hosting West Ham at White Hart Lane, which was the last game of Sunday's fixtures. Harry Kane with 2, Toby Alderweireld with a goal in 33 minutes. And
he's an excellent defender, by the way.
He's very good. And then Kyle Walker with his first goal in 4 years or something then on 83
Spurs
minutes.
were excellent.
The goal of the game was actually Lanzini. It's kind of like the way the goal of the game in the City match was Aguero. The goal of the game was Lanzini getting one back.
Well, one of my goals my goal of the week is
Firmino's.
Firmino's goal.
Firmino's goal.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Firmino's got a goal of the match in that.
But
think so?
Yeah, I think Spurs.
Emre Can, man.
Spurs again,
back heel by the Chan man.
Back heel from Chan. I mean, go the Spurs
conceding a goal just to cost me fantasy football clean sheet points. Like they've done a choice.
I was more than happy with that because I have Alderweireld in my team, so he got me a goal. So everyone else was suffered except for me.
That's not
right now, Crystal Palace and Sunderland is halfway through the second half, I believe. So
it's 0-0.
Okay, and it's still 0-0. So we'll talk about that as it comes on.
As when Dan jokingly said that Spurs might win the league and that, you have to remember that West Ham beat all the beat City, Liverpool and Arsenal away from home, and
they've lost to Watford away.
Yeah, but they have good away for him. But the difference is they've lost Payet and they play Andy Carroll. And
he can't run.
And he's very slow. And him and Kane had a fight for like the worst shots in the game. They're just like some awful
At least Carroll wasn't doing his Cruyff turns in the 6-yard box anymore.
No, he's a good leg.
Yes,
he played for Liverpool.
He did.
Almost had an FA Cup named after him.
What?
Bought for 35 million.
Generally, when you put in a performance in the FA Cup, it's called there's a Steven Gerrard final and there's all that sort of stuff.
The Andy Carroll final.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a ridiculous check save.
Yeah, from the header at the end. I remember it well. Okay, so moving on to, I guess, obviously we'll talk about El Clasico. We were watching both games at the same time, and obviously my eyes were clearly set on one of them. But it doesn't take a brain scientist to know that Madrid got killed. Plenty of GIFs and videos going around the next day of just these, 46 pass moves that led to goals. It was I haven't seen enough of Madrid this year, but I know that their record has been very, very good, defensively at least. So how did they fall apart so badly?
Well, before we talk about how good Barcelona are, can we admit that Real Madrid team isn't very good?
Well, what I was going to say was that I think the difference between the Madrid team that we saw in El Clasico and the one that had been doing very well beforehand is I think Benitez felt serious pressure from the president to include Bale and Benzema back in the squad. Team. Yeah, and I think that kind of really was what settled.
There's two teams. The one that Rafa had out for the past couple of weeks with Casemiro in the middle, kind of destroying things in midfield, breaking the play, getting at people, letting Kroos get on with it. If Isco plays or Ham plays, wherever it is, let them get on with it. And he kind of just sat there as a kind of destroyer in midfield. Ronaldo hasn't tried a leg. I don't think he wants to under this coach. Bale's been a bit injured. What they should have done was they should have just gone 4-4-2, which was kind of... I think they could have done okay with that, but it was... I don't know, it was really... They really just... Team didn't want to play for the manager. I'm surprised he's been survived.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, the story is that they want the president gone, not... But
the elections are done at the end of the season.
Like Rafa, like I watched years of Rafa, like in that sort of game, he knows how to get a result. Like, I'm not saying Barcelona... Well, Barcelona are significantly better than Madrid, and you guys rate a lot of the Madrid players a lot higher than I do. But I think that Bale has not been anywhere near the level he was for Spurs.
He's missed a lot.
Ronaldo's pretty much done.
That's something going on there, yes.
Well, I don't think he's done. I don't think
Benzema shouldn't have played the porn king or moron or whatever.
Benzema
oh my god!
Demons.
Sorry, that goal was horrendous. Defoe
1-0 Sunderland. Oh my god!
Sunderland are about to get their second.
Everyone's fancy destroyed now.
This is phenomenal stuff.
Oh, I have goodbye actually. So
I've got Damien Delaney.
That's not good. What was it? Plus, I don't think Kroos has been that good. He it was the type of performance that'll make him be sold to Arsenal in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be their centre mid for a lot of money. Bale was in. It took 4 seconds for Busquets to make Bale look like an idiot.
Right.
But I just think they were terrible. The goals, as good as Barca were, Madrid were shockingly poor. And I go through that team, and it's where Barca bought like Suarez and Neymar and players that they obviously needed coming up. They saw their weaknesses. They bought like Rakitic and all. Real Madrid just watched the World Cup and went, James scored a nice goal, we'll buy him. Kroos had a decent pass in there, we'll sign him. Bale was good, we'll buy him for 100 million.
Yeah, well, this is an issue.
There's no strategic transfers.
Well, you can't have a strategic plan when you don't have a manager.
With Perez, though, he's had 7 years now since he's been back.
Yeah.
He's had 1 league.
Yeah.
He's had 2 Super Cups and a Champions League. In that time, he's had Juan de Ramos.
Sorry.
He had Pellegrini 1 season. Mourinho got 3.
Got 4.
Ancelotti got 2.
Yeah.
And Rafa never shows up. Like, if you ask all those players, like Ronaldo and all the guys, like, bring back Ancelotti. Like, they would literally, they'd die for him. They loved him. Like, he got sacked for no reason, really, at all.
No, I agree.
And like, that was the first mistake.
See,
Rafa was never going to last more than a year, regardless, because first of all, the style of play has they had all their like the white hankies there. You know,
well, that was because they did a mosaic at the start. Like, the Madrid fans weren't carrying around hankies just for.
That's fair shout.
Just for the classic reference.
Have to wonder to see.
Yeah.
The thing about Perez is that he has his party piece. Like, he was responsible for the Galacticos, so when he came back into power, the idea was, wait a minute, when we buy the best players in the world. So this whole thing, and it's not working again. Obviously, they did win a Champions League 2 seasons ago, but in regards to Rafa, he said that they're very, very, very much so behind him, and everybody was reporting that this press conference was going to be a lot worse for Rafa than it was. So I don't know what the story is there, but he seems.
But it's also, if he keeps Rafa in a job, as it says, almost weird that any criticism has been deflected to the manager.
So he's using Rafa as a
Well,
scapegoat.
I think that's what Rafa's for.
Yeah.
Would he not rather have success?
Who's he going to get? I don't think Ancelotti. I think Mourinho will be back there next season.
Absolutely not.
I completely disagree. He hated the Spanish press more than any other place he's ever lived.
If Chelsea end up 10th this year,
wouldn't that be great?
Like,
it's Spurs.
You know,
Pep will go to City. He'll go to Bayern.
he will go to Bayern.
Why?
I don't know if they'd have him.
I think they want a German manager.
Okay.
Well, like, you know what I mean? I just
Since
think
Guardiola's been
like,
a massive
who do you get?
failure.
But also, here, look, let's not just forget how amazing Barcelona were.
Yeah.
They were absolutely at their very, very best. They made Madrid look absolutely foolish. I know you were looking at the Man City match more. I was kind of more
really.
I was talking to Neil, but I was mainly more looking at the Barca match. And Iniesta and Busquets were just incredible.
They weren't challenged though. Like, there was a moment for the first goal.
Iniesta ran the show. He was incredible.
Yeah, I agree with you, but in the same way that Modric
didn't try
for the first goal, Modric had the ball and he lost it. And it looked like Modric did poorly, but no one came for the ball. Like, they play Gareth Bale as an attacking mid, and the he doesn't try to collect the ball. He runs.
He's
So
direct,
so Modric looked up and saw James, Ronaldo, Benzema just all 60 yards
Yeah, there was
away.
four of them. Yeah, there was images seen. There was a back four from Madrid, and then there was Modric in the middle, and everyone was in front of him. It was like
Yeah.
it was incredible. Like, I don't know who deployed the tactics, but Madrid really didn't try a leg, and you know they're 6 points now behind Barca, inferior goal difference. They're not going to go to Nou Camp and win 5-0, so the head-to-head is gone. So that's effectively at least 7 points behind. Possibly going to get a new manager. Ronaldo doesn't want to be there.
I don't think they'll be getting a new manager.
Like there was a thing as well. I actually felt sorry for Bale. There was actually I think PK passed the ball back to Bravo or someone, and Bale just kept sprinting after it, just trying to close it down. He turned around, and it was Ronaldo and Benzema were the closest people, about 40 yards back. Didn't even want to move. He just looks around and puts his hands up.
I will say
So
though,
Barca couldn't even been stopped up and played. It was.
I will say though, Bravo made some excellent saves.
Well, Barca could have been 4-0 up half time as well.
That's true. I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
Like,
Ronaldo he saved one with his head, and then there was another
but
one.
did you see that stat that Messi in the 33 minutes he played got more touches than the front six of Madrid?
Yeah.
In the full game, yeah. That's incredible.
Suarez
By the
and
way,
Neymar were.
Coquelin is only going to be out for 2 months.
See, that's Wenger's thing now. Oh, sure.
Son
Look,
of
it'll be
Andy.
January window. Sure, we may as well just not buy anyone because it'll be halfway through it.
Anything else from around Europe domestically before we
How
look
did
at
that
the
Juve
Champions
Milan game finish?
1-0 Juve.
1-0 Juve.
There was a lovely moment between
Buffon and the young
Buffon
keeper,
and Duala. So
The-
Duana. He's got a great name, but I can't pronounce it.
the Milan keeper.
Yeah,
The young lad.
and because it was the 20th anniversary of Buffon's debut,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
was
wow.
4 years after that the AC Milan keeper was born. But they swapped jerseys and had a nice moment, which I thought was good.
Buffon is great.
He is
He's
a
good.
class actor.
Still playing for me in
except
my
for the
Master
match
League.
fixing.
And Juventus are going the right way up that league now. They must be top 4 or
Yeah.
5.
They play City this week.
Yes, we're
City
going
already
to
through though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, yeah, let's jump into that then. So, tomorrow night on Tuesday, 24th, we have Arsenal hosting Dinamo Zagreb. This is obviously crucial for them, right? Where are they at right now? Are they second right now, or are they?
They're
They're
third.
they're third. Yeah.
No, they're fourth. They're last.
Oh,
They're
jeez.
last. Yeah.
They're last, but you'd reckon they'll beat Zagreb at home. So,
Well,
come on, like.
you'd reckon.
So if
You'd
they beat
reckon
them
they'd
at
beat
home,
them
Bayern won't. Bayern will still want to go and kill Olympiacos.
You think? Generally, Bayern's take a bit of a break in the group stages when they're through.
Pep said they'll take it professionally, but
Oh, like Pep said.
Where
well, like they
Chelsea,
said they will. But I don't know if they will.
Have you? Do you think that the who's the Barcelona? Is it Enrique the
Listen,
Barcelona
yeah.
manager?
yes.
Since he's beat Madrid 4-0 away, he's won the treble. Does he diminish Guardiola's stuff a little bit?
Because Guardiola started it.
That's true.
Like,
don't
but
think
in
it-
Guardiola, the second last game before Guardiola took over,
Yeah,
Real Madrid beat Barcelona 5-0.
yeah, but that was like the last.
Second last game of the season, it's
Yeah.
2007-8. 2008-9, Barca won the treble, which was never done before in Spain.
Yeah, but now it's been done again.
And he invented tiki-taka. He brought Messi
He
up
did
the
not
level.
invent tiki taka. Tiki taka has been around since football was created.
This
No,
is true, Dan. He
No,
didn't
it-
invent-
This is like your man in Bowden who's like, I see Arsenal.
No,
They
don't point him.
they
He-
created
no.
all this quick pass stuff. It's like, no, they haven't. Teams have been doing it for ages.
Well, there was the,
Someone just brings it back
the
every once in a
standard
while.
that it
Sure.
was.
Plus,
that-
tiki taka is not a good way of playing. This is why Swansea are struggling at the minute. Tiki taka works when you have a player like Messi. Like that's why Barcelona were successful last year. They can keep possession, and when they want to, they have three of. If there's 5 world-class strikers, which I'm not even sure there is, Barca have 3 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why they're winning all their matches. It's none of this. They keep possession well. It's because
yeah,
Well,
like
well, they do as well.
well,
yes, I know they do. But if they don't have those front 3, they don't win. They do Swansea.
In general, this whole possession thing doesn't mean you win games. It usually, this season, especially in the Premier League, it's the opposite.
Well,
There was a great
what I'm
quote
saying
there,
is
I can't
that Pep put completely new emphasis on attacking football and everything because it was very much 4-5-1, man behind the ball. It was like look at all the teams in the semi-final. It was Liverpool and Chelsea always there.
Sure.
Like it was those sort of games. It was like Jesus, but then he brought this new.
I know.
He's like, that's what I'm saying.
Look,
He
I'm not
was
saying that.
revolutionary.
I'm by
Well,
no means
not
saying that.
revolutionary. Like Barca
that
did win the Champions League like 3 years previous.
They did, but
4 years
did you?
previous.
yeah. But anyway, look, I don't think it diminishes it too much, and I do think he benefits
does
from
the treble
inheriting.
again.
Hold on, let me finish. I do think he benefits from inheriting that team in a
Yeah.
way, yeah. But I think his own achievements are are very, very great.
It's quite ironic though as well. January of last year, well, January this year. He was going to be sacked.
Yeah, I know.
There was a great
That
quote
was
there.
Paul.
I can't remember who said it. I think it was one of the. I think it was the Sweden manager, but I'm not convinced at all. His quote was that he was out one night and he got chatting to a girl and he bought her a lot of drinks and we were talking the whole time.
Yeah.
And then later on, a man came and took her home and had sex with her, but he didn't mind because he had all the possession.
That is actually incredible.
That's basically how I feel about
Was that not the
professional football.
Denmark manager?
Yeah, it might have been
He
the Denmark.
retired. He was managing them since like 1993.
Where Chelsea at in their group at the moment?
They need to beat Porto at home.
Okay, well, they're away to Tel Aviv.
No, Porto's the last game.
Okay, grand. And
Abubakar is going to score because he's a goal machine.
won't be too surprised. I guess the other standout fixture is Barca and Roma. Barca are obviously already through, aren't they?
They need a point, but they're
Oh, do
probably
they?
already through already. But mathematically, they need.
Yeah,
a
I think
point,
Barca have 9 and Roma
Yeah,
have 5, and
They need
Leverkusen have
to
4.
lose 2 games. Barca. and
Interesting,
have
jeez.
but they're through.
Okay, and then Wednesday night, I guess Juve and Man City is going to be very interesting.
Man United, PSV.
Man United, PSV. Where are Man United at the moment?
That'll be a shootout.
They're
really.
top, but there's 3 groups all in the same points. Well, not the same points. I think it's 9, 8, and 7.
Okay. Oh, okay. Virtually the same. All right. Excellent stuff. Okay. Any news and stuff? I think we actually covered a lot of the news while we were going through the results there. Anything else?
Richie Towell moving to Brighton. Any plans on being in the Euro squad?
Richie
Brighton.
Towell.
Yeah, from Dundalk.
Oh yeah.
He's it's not all agreed, but it's pretty much going through.
So he's trying to get into the team for France.
Yeah, he believes he's good enough. I
Okay.
think he could be.
There was some weird stuff going on with
Really?
the championship last week with the managers. There was supposed to be a manager swap with I can't remember his name. Reading manager.
Steve Clark.
Yeah, Steve Clark leaving Reading for Fulham, and then Nigel Pearson taking over at Reading, and then
Everything fell through.
the odds for Brendan Rodgers to QPR massively dropped.
Well, Warnock is still there, and QPR have said
That's
that he
nice,
will
yeah.
be in charge for the Leeds match, but of course he will win because it's Leeds.
And these are terrible.
Sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
Whoa.
hello.
Is that me? No,
That's me.
Sure not. Okay. Well, I think we're already at teaser time, Dan. What was the teaser from last week?
Oh, I can't
Or
remember.
2 weeks ago?
I can't remember at all.
Can you actually not?
I don't think I did one.
Do you have one?
I have one for this week, yeah.
Okay, please fire ahead.
How many goals has Messi, Suarez, and Neymar scored in 2015?
Oh, in 2015.
Yeah.
No, I know they got over 100 together last year.
But in the calendar year this year.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting one. All right, brilliant. Let's get on to the awards. I did my hero of the week. John, your hero of the week.
Oh, Matthew Flamini for...
Being a billionaire.
Yeah, no, not even that, for solving the world's issues.
What did he do exactly?
When he was at AC Milan, he got chatting to a scientist who was basically scientist doing stuff, and he bought into this company, like this $1 million company now, and they created a substitute for oil, like all types of oil. So basically, the company's now worth like 20 billion, and basically,
Good man, Matthew.
exactly. And if we don't need oil, there's lots of these Middle Eastern things go away.
So Matthew Flamini is actually like he could buy a football club. And
He could.
be like, we need a Matthew Flamini to come in and buy us. Like,
Yeah. That's so he owns
Might
half.
pump in
Does
some money
he
for
own half
Wenger.
the company?
I think he owns the entire company.
might buy a DM
Jesus
for Wenger
Christ.
in the window.
Nah, I don't think that's. I don't. think
Wenger
you're allowed to
probably
do
still
that.
wouldn't accept it. It's too much money or something.
Yeah. No. Put it away. Put it away. Dan, your hero of the week.
My hero of the week is John Walters. There's 2 goals.
Okay. All right.
Can't really argue with that.
That's fair. All right. Goal of the week, John.
I'd like to be all like up for my country and say John Waters second, or Brady's because it was in the fog. But I'm gonna go with Firmino. It's just I love any goals in football that you're like, surely he's offside, or sure, like how as a player just stood there
Yeah.
and be able to tap it in, and you're just sitting there going like any football moment you're like, how has that happened? And I just feel like, and it had an Emery Chan back heel, and I don't even like Emery Chan, but it was just fantastic.
Well, you do now, surely.
Yeah.
Getting there. Maybe. Okay, Dan, your goal of the week.
It has to be Iniesta's goal. I just think it was.
Oh, yeah.
There was about 30 passes before it as well.
Yes, it was very, very nice.
was almost. It was similar to the.
It was said 37 passes, but there was a moment in it that Sergio Ramos cleared the ball, so it was actually 22.
The first goal as well. Then was it the
Suarez?
Yeah, that was another one as well.
Yeah.
That was about 30 passes in that as well. So that was just. I thought it was just lovely to watch. It was good.
All right.
Iniesta's goal was very good. You did say that, didn't you?
Right, that's all I said.
Yeah, I was just remembering. It was quite nice.
Your spoofer of the week, Dan.
Graham Smith.
Aha.
Who?
He, I think
He's
he
in a
plays
fancy team, is he?
No. He, I think he plays for is it Dumbarton or something, and he went to the wrong ground, 85 miles away to Stenhouse Muir or something.
You've heard about this, John.
And Jeff Stelling announced it and
That's
was
right.
pissing himself on Soccer Saturday.
83 miles away he was.
83 miles.
He went to the away game.
How? Like, I just...
Or the away ground.
Incredible.
That is... That
like, in
I
Scotland, you didn't think Scotland was even 83 miles long. Like, he could be at the very, very top, like, you know?
No, it's...
You could drive all of Scotland in an hour, like.
Yeah, surely. She can fucking walk it.
It's like the Aran Islands.
My spoofer of the week, and it's a very sensitive subject, so I'm going to do my best here.
Oh, good.
Oh, also, I've noticed before Mangala for his defending. Sorry.
Okay. There was a lot of slack about Watford's Hornet being in the line.
It did look ridiculous.
Now, people...
the mascot, was
Yeah,
it?
people saying this was very insensitive and stuff. Look, listen. The lad was just in the line, you know, being a part of it. Like, yeah, he was wearing a big hornet head and so on and so forth.
If I scores a free kick here, I'm going to lose my mind. But
Okay,
yeah, back to your sensitive issue.
Yeah, I just basically think that people are very unfair for calling him out, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think it was insensitive for the Hornet to be in the line, lad?
Well, he should have been told to get out if no one wanted him there.
Well, clearly that wasn't the case.
It did kind of look funny, to be fair, because he was just as a bumblebee. He was Bumblebee Man.
As long as the Celtic mascot wasn't there, that Down syndrome son, like, this isn't insulting. This is legitimately what he is. Have you seen him?
He's not the mascot, though.
He is a mascot.
He just came out once or twice.
He's there all the time now.
What is he?
He doesn't dress up as like a hoop.
No.
He's this little boy who runs on and kicks the goal past the keeper because he can't even save it anyway.
No, that's an actual person, Dan. The Celtic mascot is a big yellow star with a big goofy smile. You're talking about a child. That is.
What's wrong with the with the star?
I'll get a
this
follow
up before. Okay, well, your spoofer of the week, John.
Just people on. Raheem Sterling said that he was getting a lot of abuse of Liverpool fans. We'll see who's laughing November 21st.
How much money is he on?
Too much.
It's like, fucking hell.
And Marshall's wife, who I already mentioned,
Okay.
a bit of a spoofer.
Sunderland just beat Palace 1-0.
Sunderland did just beat Palace.
And a Denmark paper put a picture of Zlatan in a wheelchair looking like an old man, saying that we're going to retire Zlatan. And Ibra, who is actually another hero of the week for me,
scored 2 goals.
He scored 2 goals, said, I retired the nation of Denmark.
He did say that.
And then because PSG are playing Malmo, and that's where Ibra started his career, so he's rented out an area in Malmo and got a lot of food so people can go and watch the game. And
he probably said in the invitation, he wants to come and watch me.
Yeah.
He probably actually had that at it.
And why shouldn't they?
Of course he is.
There's a lot of rumours linking him with Arsenal.
I know.
I don't think Wenger would go for him.
Yeah, but he has to go somewhere, and
he's 32.
They're getting Ronaldo in.
Oh, he's older than 32. Ronaldo is 31 in February. So
I think Ibra's only 32, 33.
He might go back to Malmo.
I'm not too sure.
I think he is 34 because this is definitely going to be his last tournament.
Okay. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll just close up shop after we talk about the fantasy.
One more thing, sorry, because I want to have a third hero of the week. We were all excited about what might happen in our fantasy group, and it actually happened this week.
You broke the top 10?
I broke the top 10.
I thought you were saying Neil got off the bottom.
No.
Actually, not too far.
He probably still has Danny Ings.
If I try, lads. Joe, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try.
You said this last couple of weeks.
I haven't said it in months. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and not finish last.
You're like the guy whenever you play football and he's like playing really poorly and he goes, "That's it. I'm going to play well now." And he just even worse.
I'm going to play well now.
Oh,
it's
look,
like being Astro every week.
If I come last, that would be funny. All right, so no, I think I'll give it a crack because I was thinking to myself during the show.
Who can you reel
I was looking at the board and you know we're not even halfway through the season.
Who can you reel in?
I'm only 30 points off.
I'm daring to dream that Liverpool can win the league.
You're about 300
so
points off me. It's early.
Oh no, not that bad.
270.
Okay, so let's go with the top 10, which is
go top 9.
Why?
I'm 8.
Oh, top 7.
So Michael Tobin in at 10th, Shane Lahart in at 9, John Carroll in at 8, Brian Donoghue and his night
Stop
people
the
in at
season
7, Sunderland at 6, Dave Nolte at 5, Stephen Vincent at 4, Gary Kiernan at 3, Noel Keeley at 2, and Dan is ahead of Noel by 6 points.
Yeah, Noel had Lukaku as captain. Telling you.
I had Harry Kane as captain.
All to play for, lads. All to play for. Okay, if you enjoy the show, please go onto Facebook/ITK Soccer Show and like the page. You'll get all the recent updates, and it's the best way to catch up with the latest episode as they roll out. As well,
Facebook was really good this week.
Huh?
Our Facebook was really good this week.
We actually made a bit of an effort.
I always put an effort in. It's just you guys finally caught up to the game.
No, we just put up photos because we've seen each other like 3 times in the last 7 days.
Yeah, should do particular shows. Should do a commentary of a match.
I really wouldn't listen to that, and I don't think anybody else would.
I always put the Christmas special up from last year.
No.
Claire's Halloween spooky assistant manager.
Yeah, she's
Terry McDermott.
She's dropped the
Grant.
ball. She's dropped the ball 2 Halloweens in a row. I won't be letting her do it again. You can also go onto the ITK Twitter page, which is Twitter/ITK Soccer Show, or at ITK Soccer Show even would be the way that you talk about Twitter.
Yeah.
You can catch the
Twit machine.
Yeah, on the Twit machine. You can also obviously do a search on SoundCloud or on YouTube for all the latest audio. And until next week, we'll be back with Champions League, Europa League, and Premier League results. And we will talk to you again, same time, next time.
You didn't tell any drunk Dan stories that you said you'd promise for later.
All right, so
Thought we were done.
no, I had the finger on the button.
The finger on the button.
We're still recording.
You have to do this exit again. This outro again.
No, of course I don't.
So we're just gonna
This is
finish.
bonus.
It's bonus
People
material.
are waiting
What,
till the end.
with me with a dice up my arse or something?
It wasn't that bad. So we tried playing. Dan suggests that we play this wrestling game, and he's already pretty far gone. I in vain said, yeah, let's go for it.
Claire was up for it.
Claire would be up for it because she didn't have to do any of the fucking elbow work. So I take out this board
Trying
game.
to figure out the rules was...
This is what I'm getting at. And when I start seeing how complicated these rules are, and the fact we don't have a manual, and I'm looking for the rules online, thankfully they were on the DVD portion of the game. But, I was just like, this isn't going to go well. And I was thinking to myself, how do I alter the rules to facilitate a man with special needs? Which was you at the time.
What?
And
Me?
So
I don't understand, Bill.
So
I did have about 12 or 13 cats.
this game requires people to at times use 6 dice or have 1 dice each, and you've got a modicum of things that you have to use. Accoutrements. You've got championship belts. You've got superstar cards. You've got in-game cards.
I remember I had Randy Orton for a
You
while.
have Big Match John.
Big Match John.
Obviously you won with Big Match John, but that's only when Dan had lost his dice respectively about 3 or 4 times, to the point where we were up searching under the couch with the torches on our phone. Of course, it was in his back pocket. Things that a man of sane mind or somebody who wouldn't be locked in a sanitarium wouldn't usually make a mistake of. And it got to the point where I think the rule was if you had 4 belts, you won. And as soon as Dan lost the dice for the 4th time, I noticed John had 2 belts, and I was like, yeah, first to 3 belts wins, I think.
I was happy enough to play. I wanted to play Pictionary anyway.
Yeah. That was very funny, actually. Pictionary is the perfect drunk game. That WWE game drunk is a disaster. If everyone was as drunk as you, we'd all have dice in our colon by now.
You guys play some weird games.
I'm not saying how it got there, but that was
I
something.
sat on it.
Yeah, that's fair, isn't it? What else did you do?
I was bored.
Yes, we were playing strip wrestling game, and I just happened to be completely bollock naked and sit on dice.
Big Match John.
Big Match John. Do, 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 do.